Hello everyone, welcome to my kitchen, and today we're going to be making a fun dish with two fabulous summer items from KC Farm School at Gibbs Road. We have zucchini straight from the field, and we have a beautiful bag full of basil. We also have today a quarter cup of salted roasted sunflower seeds. We have olive oil, and we have a large clove of garlic. Let's get ready and make some fun dishes out of this stuff. We are going to start with one called zoodles. Zoodles, what is that? Well, that's noodles made from fresh zucchini. So I'll show you how to do that. I have a spiralizer here, and I love this. You can get one of these at a variety store. You can get it I got this one at a grocery store. So it's very accessible tool, and I'll show you how to make some zoodles with other things beyond just this spiralizer if you don't have one of those. So you want to cut your zucchini into pieces that will secure right into this spiralizer. And I'll show you how this works. Put a little bit of muscle into it. You hold the machine down. See, all these dishes, you get a little bit of a aerobic workout, right? When we made our vinaigrette last week, and now we're making noodles from zucchini. It's pretty fun. We'll do that one more time. You'll look, you secure the end of the zucchini to the spiralizer, and then its handle, and go one more time. I use this extra piece here for a sauté dish or added to a mix of sautéed vegetables. So look at these beautiful, beautiful noodles made with our spiralizer. And I'll show you another way to make noodles if you don't have one of these handy gadgets. So if you don't have the spiralizer, I would go ahead and use just your regular vegetable peeler and just bring it down. Just start a bit up in the middle of the vegetable, and you've got some nice noodles there too. A flat noodle, that's a round noodle, but this will work well in all your dishes. The fun part about these zoodles is, of course, it can be the salad star, or you can use it as a substitute anywhere you would be enjoying regular pasta. It's doubly great for the summer too, because this vegetable will help keep you hydrated. It's so full of water and so many good vitamins and minerals. It's really good for your body too. So that's how you would make your flat noodles with a vegetable peeler. It's your great noodles made from zucchini. There's only 19 calories in each cup of zucchini, so it's a nice low-calorie food. It's full of vitamin C, vitamin A, potassium, folate, and calcium. Okay, so now let's make our pesto. We are going to use the basil, of course, and what we're going to do is pack fresh basil. You want to wash it first, of course. All your herbs, you always want to do that with all your vegetables. And we're going to use a 2-cup measuring cup here, and we're going to pack it with 2 cups of fresh basil to make our pesto. And I have brought my food processor out that I'm going to use to make the final pesto, but I'm going to put my blade into my bowl of my food processor. And you might use a blender in your home. If you are lucky to have one of these, some style of mortar and pesto, you can actually put the herbs and the nuts and the salt into the bowl of your mortar and pestle and actually grind. That's the literal Italian. Pesto means to crush or to grind. So the word pesto means grinding. So we're just going to use one of our modern pieces of equipment to help us grind and crush all these leaves into the sauce called pesto. So along with your basil, traditional pestos are made with garlic. If you are using cheese, if you can eat cheese, don't have any dairy allergies, you might even add some Parmesan cheese to this. And then traditionally a pine nut or is used, but today we're going to use the roasted salted sunflower seeds, so that anyone with nut allergies will be able to eat this, because we're using a seed that people don't seem to be allergic to. So that's great. We're going to just add the whole garlic into our bowl, and we're going to actually add our 1/4 cup of the toasted salted sunflower seeds, and we're going to step over to the food processor here, and we'll add the olive oil slowly into this as we get this going, and you'll see how the pesto gets made. And we're going to finish up making this pesto. So I have a teaspoon of sea salt to go in, and a teaspoon of black pepper. And the first thing I like to do is break up this material just a little bit by pulsing up slightly, and then we'll start adding the olive oil to make the sauce. So here we go with the pulse. Lots of noise. And you can see it's getting smashed or crushed. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and start incorporating our olive oil. And you just do this by adding it slowly, a little bit at a time, till you have the consistency of a sauce. You would have a thick paste first, and then later the olive oil will, and the juices will start running out of the basil and form a bit of a sauce. So let's see how we did. So as you can see, this is a drier paste at the moment still, so we're going to add just a little more olive oil. And remember, we had 2 cups of the fresh basil, a 1/4 cup of the nuts, a whole garlic clove. So we the olive oil will vary. All right, so let's add our last batch of olive oil. And now you can see the pesto is moving through the bowl easily, and I think we've incorporated enough oil to make a sauce. Very good. So the last step, of course, in making our pesto is getting it preserved and ready for you to use today or other days, because this will stay in your refrigerator extremely well. So I use a mason jar, and go ahead and put your freshly made pesto right into the jar. It smells delightful. Smells very Italian. So as you see, that's a nice saucy consistency. And then in this jar, the way to store it in your fridge is to go ahead and coat the top of your pesto with olive oil till it covers the top of the pesto. Clean the side of your jar. Keep all the pesto right down where all the rest of it was. And seal that up. And this will go right into the refrigerator and it will stay for even up to 2 weeks in your fridge. You can also freeze this. Sometimes I have frozen these in small ice cube trays. And then you just bring out an ice cube of pesto at a time for throwing onto that great pasta dish, meat dish, fish, other vegetables, and that kind of thing. So let's put our pesto on our zoodles. All right, so I have used part of the olive oil that we got in our kits to put in the bottom of a saute pan or a skillet, whatever you might have at home. You could even use a saucepan if you wanted. And here's the beautiful zucchini noodles, the zoodles going in. It has to be a really hot pan, do you hear? Okay, that's how hot it needs to be. And since we said, of course, zucchini is so full of water, it's something that helps keep you hydrated. Great food for the summertime. Be careful to not overcook these zoodles because the water that will start running out of this vegetable and waterlog your dish. You know, if you say we're putting a spaghetti sauce on top of your zoodles, you wouldn't want these to start having the water drawn completely out. So you're just gonna really saute these zoodles quickly. Now you can hear the heat of that pan. And we're gonna add a little bit of salt to this and a little bit of pepper. Cracked pepper. These literally will not take longer than probably 2 minutes or so to quickly saute. I also have sauteed these in butter. You can do that variation. This would be a great base. These zoodles would hold a cream sauce really nicely. Alfredo sauce, y'all might want to try that. Of course, try your traditional spaghetti sauce on top of it. And you can already see, I think, that how soft, how bendable these are starting to get. They're getting very close even. You also could even use these zoodles raw. Some people like to do that. In a salad, you might want that anyway. You can also use your microwave. You can also bake these. These could be a base for a macaroni and cheese, dish, although it's going to be a zoodles and cheese dish baked in the oven. So as you see, I think these zoodles, see how nice they've gotten. I think they're ready. And we're going to put them on a dish and serve it up with our delicious pesto. So let's see what we've done. See how beautiful those have turned out. All right. Okay, so our zoodles are cooked. Let's toss it with a little bit of our fresh pesto. So I'm going to use probably 2 heaping tablespoons of our pesto. All right. Enjoy your zoodles with pesto. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week, everybody.